Save more with Metro by T-Mobile. Get one line of unlimited 5G for just $40. Period. That's the lowest price in prepaid.
I've been told you can't forget where I've been once I have left. I wanna hear without markment. There's nothing subtle, nothing odd. Hate me, love me, I'll drive you wild. Let it all go, give it to me. I wanna hear you scream, scream out my name. I wanna hear you scream like I can't be replaced. Scream out my name. I need to hear you. Scream like I can't be. Can't take for granted where I've been. Went through hell and back again. Scars on my mind and bruises on skin. I lean on you when times get tough. When they drag me down, you pick me up. So let it all go, give it to me. I wanna hear you scream, scream out my name. I wanna hear you scream, like I can't be replaced. I wanna hear you scream, scream out my name. I need to hear you scream, like I can't be replaced. So I've come to the conclusion, just a rotten piece of fruit. So I'll end up dying slowly, rotting away. See, I just want to be able to climb without a fall, to get out of this maze and run. Please strike me thunder, let me get closer to the light. Please strike me thunder, so I can be free. So I've come to the conclusion, I'm just one man amongst thousands. In this world I'll love them, sure they'll do fine without me. The chemicals in my head don't work as yours. 'Cause every piece of road is a little bit of happiness. Every kind of love causes a little bit less regret. Please strike me thunder, let me get closer to the light. Let me go.
Hello, everybody. Ooh,
Welcome.
pause or mute that so we can not have feedback loops.
Right.
Since I'm using two devices, my phone and because my laptop works half the time, it won't power the mic, but it'll play music in the intro. And if we want to pull up a screen and we want to share something, it'll be there. So happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday.
Share this out. It's hard to live in the ways of the world and be able to navigate the ways of the world and how things work. And just be blissful within that moment, within that whole chaotic bullshit. It's hard because sometimes you're not supposed to. I mean, you choose the road you want to live, and who knows what somebody else is thinking about how they're living. And maybe what I think about how they're living is not in alignment with me, but that doesn't mean it's not the right way. I mean,
Right.
pretty much comes down to don't be a dick and don't be an asshole to people.
Exactly.
Don't hurt people.
Right.
There's plenty of ways to hurt people,
Yes.
but just don't hurt them. Just don't live your life.
Right.
You know,
Take
it comes down to that.
but like, don't go beating the shit out of everybody either. Like, what I mean?
And that's what this show's about. It's about, we're irreverent here. We're not, and I never claim to be some good, pure person. I've got some skills, or I've been able to connect to things, and I'm utilizing them, and
Right.
it's helping. And as long as it keeps helping, I'm good. Doing psychic work and psychic therapy.
Right.
But sometimes that psychic therapy comes with a hard truth.
It can.
A lot of the times.
A lot.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because you got to look at yourself, really.
If you're doing your clients a service,
yes,
a
you're
true
helping them
service,
see themselves so they can actually truly make the proper changes if they
Mhm.
need to make them, or like see the real truth of their situation, or whatever it may be.
Yeah. That's a hard line to follow, but
It is, because we're human.
it's a more
We're
human. It's a
emotional,
more I think a more peaceful existence.
yes, most definitely. If we actually learned how to truly deal with our emotions, right, without having to resort to spewing them out in each moment, we would actually be able to digest and respond properly a lot more to situations where, if we react emotionally, 9 times out of 10, we're drawing a negative reaction, right? We're just keeping it.
What'd you just say?
I said,
I'm going to do this to you, and you can do it to me. Okay.
Probably won't, but anyway.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I say it too. But this is going to be
the point is,
this is going to be the jar that we
yes,
put something in every time we say right. So I think I need a jar. Oh, I've got one right here.
It's already full.
It's already full. It's not full.
It's half not full.
You can hear it, right?
Yeah. See
I
what you
just said
just
it.
did?
Now we got to find loose change around the table. All right, I'm putting in a quarter.
I put in like 11 cents.
Okay, there we go. So that's what we're gonna do every time. Do you guys hear the little change? Hit the,
I don't know.
it doesn't. Yeah. All right, maybe I'll just rattle it every time. It sounds annoying, but
Anyhow,
it's a sound effect, and it's a natural
when
sound
we
effect.
respond in an emotional state without properly, digesting those emotions and working through them, we often will create negative cycles of just this back and forth negative.
Or just doing the same shit that you're not doing right. Like,
right.
We get stuck in these. What did you say?
I was agreeing with you though.
Did you
not saying that in a way of
right?
Right. See what you just did.
I was
anyway,
I was
but yes,
being funny.
the example.
But yeah, understanding where we're maybe hurting people and not realizing it, or we're realizing it but we're ignoring it.
Exactly.
That's and it can be something very subtle. It doesn't have to be something overt,
Right.
or it can be something very passive aggressive.
It's understanding how we're responding to life, right? Because really it's our perception and our response to life that really truly create those hectic and chaotic moments. Not that nature doesn't give us some chaos, just that we can't handle, but or we're out of control of. Anyhow, I could have heard that better too. Anyway, understanding though that our response to life is that's what creates our cycles. That's what creates these certain feelings of stuckness or hopelessness, or I thought I dealt with this already. It's there. It's probably not, but I make up my own words quite frequently. So most people at least know what I'm saying. Excuse me.
Is that what you were saying? It's back recording.
Yeah.
It's like when Joe Biden talks. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Half of his conversation or half of the shit that comes out of his mouth.
That's where because the silence for
That's what makes it funnier is he gets up all passionate about it and he totally screws up. It's like he gets this momentum built for himself and then
has no idea what the fuck he's gonna say.
Yeah, he's or the way of the world. What is the way of the world? How to be in that world.
How to observe that world, understand that world, be able to stay outside of that world.
Yeah.
Function, independently.
Independently?
But compassionately.
Silence.
Silence.
Silence is good sometimes.
Gives us a moment to think.
So I guess we're getting ready for rain tomorrow. Oh, it's went to weather now. So see, it's got the conversation has gone completely off the rails.
Well, how do you figure?
Or under the
weather
rails.
Affects most people every day.
But it's been a great week.
It has been.
I think it's been a weird week, but it's been a great week.
Not yet. Please.
I'm grateful. But now, there's been a lot of things that have been said this week or that I've heard about for the last, I don't know, probably year, but now they're starting to really promote it. The promoters are promoting 15-minute cities. You guys ever heard of that?
Yeah.
The 15-minute city. So a place where you can live in a city. You don't have to drive a car. You don't everything
even
is
have to have a bike.
No, everything is 15
is
minutes away. You don't have to own anything.
Where you live. How convenient.
Did I say right?
Yeah, I think you did. Yes.
Did I? Come on, you got to catch me before I say it.
I'm not going to catch it so well because I don't catch myself so well yet.
So, yeah, maybe people in the peanut gallery in the comment section.
And I'm dealing with
let us know.
I'm like scattered
if I
on
say
my mind frame.
I'm jingling the thing because we need to pay attention to that. And cuz is not a good way to say things either. It's a really lazy way. Because I should say because.
I say right as in I don't know exactly
what it is a filler word. It's a filler word.
Yes. Well, see,
or it's to get validation. And sometimes if you are asking,
and this is where I get it.
But you need to just directly
when
ask.
I was a child,
don't say right.
We all
did.
We all do this. These big long conversations. And so my wording used to be, you know what I mean?
Oh, when your mom was talking to you, you were saying, yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, no, see, that was, she used to say, yeah, right to me all the time. And so I'd have to switch it up to see if she was actually paying attention. So it used to be, you know what I mean? So my right now that I've grown into is more of kind of like, you understand me, right?
Without right is okay when like it's a right with a exclamation and a comma or an exclamation,
like when
exclamation and a question mark. Yeah, in text, it looks good.
Yeah.
But saying it when you say it, actually say it on audio, it sounds
like when you're speaking
retarded.
That like you got that.
It sounds less.
Exactly. It's yeah.
Less professional.
Yeah. I suppose.
Maybe not being very good at rhetoric or speaking, public speaking.
See, now I do understand that I am
less efficient, like less, yeah. And that's what we're working on. This is a podcast. It is growing.
Right.
I don't know where it's growing yet, but it is growing.
It is.
It is. I hope so. I'm noticing on the podcast analysis or analytics, we are starting to get listeners across the world, so that's good.
That's right.
And in a very short time.
Yeah,
it
did happen quite quickly.
So
gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude to all of you. What's up, Aaron?
Hey.
Did you catch my live? I did a gamer stream earlier, but that's on a totally different page.
It's urban blues.
Only cool people know that page. No, just kidding. Basically, I'm not cool on that page yet, so
Right.
nobody knows how to find me.
Aaron is awesome.
It's herb and blues,
Yep.
all one word.
He
The
plays
gamer,
some good
gamer. I just play some good game. You've got good game, sir.
You do.
I'm a good
I
gamer in
mean,
my mind.
he always got the most kills. He always.
Oh, Aaron, yeah, Aaron is a good gamer. Yes, he's a hell of a gamer. That's
He
for sure.
is very good.
He doesn't even get to play any of those games anymore, do you? PUBG and no, it's not Clash of Clans. That's what I play. Call of Duty. Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
As we're doing the podcast, there's sirens. Who knows what's going on in this crazy town?
Yeah.
You never know.
Hey, Jennifer Garcia. Good to see you. Christy Lewandowski.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, Kathy. Love you all.
So I was going to use my sound effects board, but I got one free, so now it's going to have commercials. You know, that's just the way it works. Is it really stuck on that? Like what? There we go. You know, that's funny that it took me the back masking. Oh, I'm gonna have to reset it because it's stuck. There we go. That was weird. I was playing like a backwards record over and over again.
That is kind of funny.
Speaking of records, I watched something and I was like, wow, you know what? I didn't see that level, but like a music business. But we watched 2 documentaries about musicians. Like most of the music that you hear, the band, it's like 20 guys, 20 people that make all the music for all of the big acts.
Like all of them.
I mean, it's probably a few more than that, but yeah, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. Like no bands, like sometimes bands organically get together. They're brothers, they get together. But even now, like because of the way it is, they don't just get together because they were in high school and they played. They get together because we're all studio musicians and they've all been in the same, you know,
community,
same jobs. So they're always seeing each other. They're always getting to know each other. They played in the same bands, like being hired musicians, basically rented musicians. And they get made fun of a lot from at least the underground, but maybe that's because the underground's jealous.
Right.
Because these guys put in a lot of work.
They do.
And
they do
girls,
it all the time. They took it seriously. They took it.
But it's really interesting to like Beach Boys, Beatles, like all that stuff. These guys didn't. They didn't write all that shit.
No.
Like they may have helped, but a lot of that's fake. Like it's just a bunch of no names making shit for you that, or, you know, the music and propping somebody else up. That doesn't mean that there's not people that have like big personalities that have made it their own way, you know, like the Ozzy Osbournes or there's a lot of names,
right?
But they hire these same musicians
because
they give them the same sound every time. So you look at like some of these. We were watching something on what was it, Muscle? Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember. Anyway, it was someplace in Alabama.
Yes.
It was this little studio.
Oh my God, I know. It's right there.
That made hits like all through the 70s, like that swampy kind of sound or that funky sound. That's where all that music came from. It was like 4 guys.
Yes.
4 white dudes.
Yep.
And then they'd hire on other musicians.
Yeah. We're like going, how about those black guys that are playing on that record?
Yeah, so they don't start playing together. But these are people like studio musicians, guys that played 10 hours a day. You know, they practice 10 hours a day to sound perfect.
Right. Well, see, but they also played so often and so much together.
Yep.
Because none of them really felt like they were the best, but together they were able to really, like when they heard whoever they were working with, right? Whatever talent came in to.
Like there's so many people you don't even realize. Like if you guys have heard of Glenn Campbell, he was one of the Wrecking Crew. The Wrecking Crew was like, I think it was like 10 or 12 musicians that recorded stuff and wrote stuff that they never get mentioned.
Right.
But they came up with the riff, or they came up with the beat. Yep. When they're working on new songs, maybe. I mean, these are like big musicians that are doing this, and taking
Huge
that
talents,
talent and you don't
yes.
get to know because
And yep,
they get paid off, they get
Yep.
paid for it, and then
And they
they're
get-
like, okay, you're not going to get a mention.
right? But their name's never there. Their face is never on any kind of paperwork. Their name isn't even, right? Like, but they're the ones hired to get certain sounds for these acts.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like the biggest acts you've heard, like
Hmm.
especially the classic ones, Leonard Skinner, Allman Brothers. I mean, these bands that I thought that just came together, and they did, but they had to make it by becoming studio musicians first, like and just playing for other people's bands, and
Yep.
and you
And learning that they had to start writing their own
yeah,
stuff
and it's
if
like
they were
my
gonna,
favorite
you know,
guitar
or-
player, Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Mhm.
favorite entertainer, musicianship, singing. I mean, he's not the greatest singer, but he's a good singer.
Yeah, I like his.
And most of his songs are not his music; they're old blues standards.
Yep.
He's just taking somebody else's music and revisiting it or
Mhm.
redoing it his way.
Yep.
So, but he was awesome. I mean, the guy was
An amazing guitar player.
yeah, phenomenal.
Mhm.
And he you know
And
why?
he was great.
You know why he
performer.
even got off the ground? Because he went and played for David Bowie on tour and in the studio.
Yep.
So, and that was enough money for him to get his band started. Now that's a big risk
Mhm.
because if you're a studio musician, right, you're already doing that. And damn, there's something going on. There's a lot of sirens going on. Okay. But you're already putting 10 hours a day into just practicing certain songs. And, you know, there's something to that. You can make a lot of money, a good living, but you can also be dropped on your ass right away.
Yep.
And people, you know, I admire people that are those people and then want to go out and start a band and like let go of like the regular pay from a bigger act that they're going to keep getting money and go have to make money on their own. I don't know, just show me like a deeper angle, I guess.
Yep.
Of the industry that I hadn't seen.
Yeah. And it's interesting because really you can it showed the owner of that first initial studio out there in Alabama
How much struggle he put
and
through to get there too.
He
amazing.
He was the one that put the initial like just this is who everyone wanted to hire, right? Their sound. And how easy, not even how easy, but after so long though, and him really trying to making all these deals, getting bigger, doing things, how he even realized, oh shit, these guys actually want to go do their own thing. And he had to understand that, right? Like, oh shit, like I've been doing this so long, I never even realized that these guys might want to go do something else now, or at some point, right?
Yeah, I suggest
so,
like if you're interested in this stuff, like I don't want to hang the whole show on this, but something interesting that I noticed that I watched that was very cool. One is called Hired Guns. It's a documentary, and then there's another one called Wrecking Ball. Wait,
it was Mud. Oh god.
That's the older one. So that's actually these both came out. Hired Guns is about like basically, 80s, 90s up to now. But some of the other ones are, I can't remember their name now. The Wrecking Crew. If you look that up, that had like Glenn Campbell in it. But he made something out of himself too. He kind of went off and did his own thing, and he was so good that these people were writing for these big acts that were kind of the faces of the entertainment, or they were a face, they were a logo. And there'd be, I think the luckiest, like my dad always told me that. My dad always told me that.
And my dad always told me that.
All right, you're gonna hear that a lot.
You will from him, not
when
from
it
me.
comes to music, you are.
Yeah.
Or building. Anyway, he said, you know what? It's the easiest thing would be to just have a natural voice and a singer. If you're a singer and you're a songwriter, you're the one that hires people.
Yeah.
But you can also do the studio thing too and write. I mean, I wrote R&B songs, R&B lyrics for an R&B artist. She wasn't huge, she wasn't popular, but it was an actual studio. They're doing the same thing.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, the people in the studio are the ones that create the music.
Yes.
You learn how to do it. or they try to match up with what you're doing. If you're the lead, if you're the singer, you got your own lyrics.
Yep.
If you're the act, the main act, right? You get these musicians in, or these, which I call for rap, it's people that make beats, beat makers.
Yep.
It's I don't know what you call them. Beat masters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But they'll go in on like a computer and they have a keyboard, and they'll just start making like a beat. It's just layered. So when you go in there, you get on your computer, you start to record. You have like a MIDI machine, which is like basically a keyboard, but it has sound effects on it. It's just a keyboard.
Right.
And then you can make beats on that. You can make, if you have a drum machine, you can make beats on that. Nowadays, you can make it all on the internet, all on the computer. You start with a beat or just a click track, which is tick, 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 tick. That shit gets annoying when you're recording. Trust me, you hear it all the time. But you layer it. So you put the drums in, you put the music in, then you put the singing in, then you put the extra vocals in, you overdub the vocals so they sound fuller. There's so many things that go to. I don't understand all of it either.
And this is just the way he's done it.
Yeah, it's just the way I've done
from
it.
what I was watching today, initially what they would do was start an actual place where these musicians would find acts that needed musicians, right? And then get contracts.
Or they became so, and they become
and
so
then they got
popular as a studio with their own musicians built in, that these big acts would come there because they're like, this is where all the big acts are coming to get that sound of whatever was happening at that time. That's happening right now. I guarantee it.
Yes, I agree.
But these are like small places you never hear of.
Yep. Places you don't think of
highly successful, putting out really great music. But it was an angle that I didn't pay attention to as much before. But studio musicianship and studio work, those studio workers, those people are the ones that eventually start bands, or you see them on American Idol or whatever, America's Got Talent. A lot of these people are very groomed. Like, they've already been in the business a long time. Even if they're children, they're being groomed. Like, they're training them to do that. They're kind of making them robotic. And that's what people, guys that just want to start a band. I learned how to play guitar. I learned how to play an instrument. Let's all get together and play. Great bands. There's great bands that I've heard that do that. But when you get into that higher echelon of things, it kind of separates everybody out.
Yeah.
Unless you're like truly highly talented. Talent does trump, status.
Yeah.
But really, what it comes down to be is these studios become like they're the ones pumping out all the music. It's like a production, right? It's
all those big hits come from these little studios.
Yeah.
That don't get shit for recognition.
Yeah. But they make a lot of money.
Yes, they do.
And they all seem to be happy.
And they're, playing their music, getting to join and be with amazing musicians.
But when they're no longer needed, especially like these actor singer types.
Exactly.
Like they talk about in the actor. Why are we hanging on this? Anyway, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So when you're working for an actor singer type like Lizzie McGuire, which is funny because you like the one we watched today, it's Hired Guns. They talk about how this guy was like a total he was a heavy metal master guitar player. This guy could play everything. It was really, really good. He ended up playing for Miley Cyrus or something.
No, Lizzie McGuire.
Mandy Moore. And then he played for Lizzie McGuire.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
But both of them, they basically said,
they're going to take
their career a different direction. They're going to do more of the acting now.
See you later.
We're done.
We had fun with you. It was great.
And that's what happens. These guys build up, like, especially the ones in LA, they start to buy houses because they're,
yes.
buy all
I'm
the shit.
making money. I'm going to buy a house.
Yeah. Not realizing that it's not permanent.
Right.
But the ones that are true, like, that's why I want true bands to come through. Even if you were a studio musician, create a band. Like, it's not going to work that way because that's not how the business works.
No.
If you're highly talented, even then you get represented. Once you get representation,
it's about the representation.
It's about the representation. It's about how they want to make money, the way they want to make money.
It's no longer you sitting in your garage.
If they decide
going,
you're the
make
face,
a song
then
like
you're
this.
the
I'm going to
face.
save up my money. I'm going to
It's
go to
big
that
company
studio.
bullshit.
Right? It's all big business. Big business. Big business.
And that is where a lot of the soul gets lost
Yes.
when it gets to that point.
Yep.
They can be, I've heard so many very popular songs that even some of them that are really catchy and I like to sing,
Yep.
highly, highly synthetic. Like
Yes.
just not naturally like, hey, we're all having fun together. We're talking about our lives together.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these famous singers are singing somebody else's song that you'll never see their face,
Yep.
which they're fine with. They
Yep.
make money.
Right.
They're cool.
They agreed to sell
But
some.
just understand that's what it is. That's what I'm getting at, I think.
Yes.
Is that everything is so superficial.
Yes.
There's so much more to the backstage aspect of it
Mm-hmm.
that people don't pay attention to. And I think that this comes right back around to being able to see through propaganda, through
Yep.
lies, through what the news tells you,
Yes.
through, you know, what the main narrative is or the
Mhm.
official narrative.
Right.
It's all played out, acted out, scripted out.
Yes. Dude, I don't care where you are, what country you're in. Find those main television stations that are able to be played anywhere for free. Your main stream. And just look what everybody's saying. And I'm not going to say globally because there are certain places doing certain things. However, you will watch, especially across the United States, everybody saying the exact same thing. Like, oh, this is a detriment to this. We got to be independent. But when you listen, every freaking one say they're being a parrot. They're all parroting the exact same thing. How are they being independent? And that's what they're feeding you. And they want you to believe, hey, we're the only ones being honest with you when everyone's parroting the exact same thing.
Yep.
You
That's
know,
right.
you can be honest with someone and say, hey, I might make a mistake, but here's the research I've done. Here's the things I know. Here's the experience I've lived. Here's what I understand. You know?
Yep.
But too much in that mainstream, in that definitive
You said
thing.
you know instead of right. You know, you had to add that extra because there was a little silence. That was a filler word. See, using filler terms or filler words to break. It's basically to.
I thought I was going into something though, but now you just switched it up for me, and now I'm going, wait.
No, I think you were. I thought you were at your arc. You came back down, but I'm not sure.
All right, well, it's ruined now. Just kidding. Awkward.
I'm trying to find the right sound effects. I got to learn this. This board. Whoops! I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying not to touch them. That's a chalkboard scratch. I don't know. I don't know how good that is. What? No, stop.
How about you just let it play out and don't touch it again?
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't. I just touched it 3 times.
Every time you do it.
The chime coin. There we go. The coin. See, that's every time we say right.
Hey.
So where were we? Okay, I think we can move on from the music. That's a cool. I like talking about things like that. But
well, no, it gave him a whole different because as we were growing organically in it, he saw aspects. He was like, huh. And
like,
today,
when he saw 10 hours things, playing guitar,
he got to see that whole
or
aspect
have to let somebody else play the music I play. Because I like a little bit of mistake in there. That's the hiccups. That's okay. When you get people that are like totally clean, which is cool too, to hear that. But those people were made in a lab, basically. They're people that were like over. Who do you know that used to like practices 12 hours a day? That's insane. Like it really is. 12 hours a day.
But baby,
every day.
If that's what brings you
a sense of
purpose,
that's too much for me. I can't.
Okay. So it was not your.
No, it was.
You realized
to be a studio musician, I don't want to be that. No.
You love.
And I've been told that maybe you should. Hey man, you should practice the guitar more so you can be a studio musician. No, I'll just be a songwriter.
Yeah.
And I'll play and I'll make a little muffler here and there, and then you guys go perfect it and take all the soul out of it. You know what I mean? Because like this, when you play it like a robot,
Right. But
it sounds really good. But this is what I was talking about. You know, the Lady Gagas, the fucking, even Alicia Keys. I can't believe I'm saying that, but she is very soulful. But I heard her today or on that show, and she was flat singing that song because she almost was like, they're all given like they're all like
see, and that's the whole thing, though.
compartmentalized too.
Here's the whole thing, though.
Like, here,
Is
you're the
if I
singer.
dedicate to my music, and I'm willing to, and that's what makes a good. This is why big acts will go to this set of musicians
Right.
that are just okay, because they were playing and they now can hear a sound or understand something and make me sound so much better. Like, holy shit, they just got it because they practiced, they worked just together so much that when I heard certain things or knew where they flowed so well together.
Yep.
And that's what these acts were after, that flow. Never actually keeping the flow with them forever.
I do appreciate like the whole whatever you're doing though, like doesn't matter which, even if you're digging ditches, if you dig them long enough, you gain different levels of like knowledge about how to dig a ditch and how to do it properly, and you master it. You gain certain masteries and you just continue to do that.
That's right.
That's what I like about people that really obsess in things, but it is an obsessive act.
But yes,
and it can make you very successful.
Yep.
But is that all you're worried about in this life, is just learning how to be a show off?
See, and that's
yeah, I mean, sometimes in a lot of ways, that's really what it is.
You can get lost in the hustle. You can get lost in the hustle.
I don't want to live a life like that. I don't want to live a life with discipline is good.
Yes.
A life with full, complete discipline is not my kind of life. That'll come back to bite me, I'm sure. But
you might change your mind a time or two.
You never know. I didn't say never.
That's one thing you should never say is never.
And we haven't said right for a while.
Until you
I just said it, but that didn't. I said it in a different context.
Yeah, we got to be careful getting lost in the sauce. Like, you know, and trust me, I'm one of those
lost in whatever. Yeah, I mean, because really, you can get like really into something and when you get obsessive about it.
I tend to get bored after a while. I really want to
I do too. I'm like, Darcy's bored.
And I'm so.
Let's go dancing.
All of a sudden, I'm going, do I have to do this again? This is what I'm doing still. I'm still doing this. Shit, I gotta do this. You know, it's understanding your own character, knowing that learning something and doing something well, and having discipline in understanding the learning process.
Okay, well, and that's the whole thing is learning. Like, you don't need to be totally perfect on one thing.
Right.
I think it's being well-rounded in things.
Yes.
And you can. It's good. Please.
Well, because
those people that want to be totally perfect on one thing, please keep doing that, because I appreciate it and I listen to it and I love it.
Yep. I appreciate.
That's just not the way I roll.
Right. Right.
I don't. I play the guitar. I play music. So I just pick it up. I mean, I've got to a point where I can now just, I know what my ear tells me, which it always tells me, Aaron, you should have learned how to read music. And I should have probably, but.
And it's not too late.
I do understand some theory. Yeah. I just can't explain it in a theory, like that theory.
Right.
Like my words always come out like, instead of saying, this is there's certain words you use and terminology you use. My shit comes out all like, oh, that was butter, or I have different terminology for it.
Yes.
I have the Fred G. Sanford version of it.
Here's what I know. I know it's well, and if you can just do what I can do, but you're gonna have to truly understand it on a deeper level, because I can't properly explain it to you.
So the extract of the day for us, we're gonna ooh, there you go. See, I do those little things. That's good. That's like our little ad reads. And this isn't an ad. I didn't. They're not paying me, and they didn't give it to me free.
No.
But we've got a unicorn. It's not really a unicorn, but it's like a very sought after extract or strain, which is the Blue Dream.
Blue dream.
We need to have an applause there. I don't have an applause. I don't have it. So yeah, that's a good one. Just to let you know, if you smoke the reefer, smoke Blue Dream,
puff, pass.
because that strain is very, very heavenly. I think they got a little, maybe they got a little Pineapple Express action weather going on right now.
Yummy. Yeah.
So we might have some Pineapple Express here coming in the short season.
Coming soon.
Where we live, it always grows. There's no seasons.
To
They're all tied
near
together.
you. The extract of the most beautiful.
Yeah, I've liked the extracts. I talked about this one's called Live Resin Sauce, and it looks just like a sauce. It's like I don't know, it's like a melted extract. If anybody's ever had extracts.
Look, I like the Crystals, but dude,
they're a little hard to smoke and they get sucked up in the tube.
And the most organic way, well, I'm not gonna say the most organic.
And remember, when you're heating up your tube or your pin, or they call it a nail, whatever, let it cool down a little bit before putting it in there. You get better results.
Right.
I don't know why I'm giving a commercial for that, but I am. For those who know what I'm talking about,
decided that now we're giving commercials.
Let it cool down. Once you get it to a glow state, let the glow go away, and then
let the glow.
It won't burn it, and the taste is better. And I'm telling you, this stuff right now, I'm smelling like it's one of those things where you like run into it every once in a while.
You love the terpenes. The terpenes are amazing.
And I don't want to smoke this too much because that would just ruin it for me. This strain. This one, the terpenes. It's very terpene heavy.
Oh, really? I've had edibles that they just don't.
We just took edibles, and the edibles we got because we got them on a special because I went to a new place, a new dispensary, and whoa, it was weird. I felt like these people were either gay or CIA or both.
Right.
Like, maybe not CIA. I'm getting a little dramatic there, but
you never know.
It was really weird. It was
called cakes.
A little out of place. It was called the cake. Yeah, cakes, or was it the cake? The cake. The cake shop.
Or cake factory, or the cake.
For some reason they got to give it the cake name now. But anyway, what I was getting to is the place was weird, but I'm wanting some Pineapple Express because that stuff's very good.
It is.
And I think we have that weather this year, so the next crop should be really good.
Yummy, yummy, yummy in my future. A
little update on the cilantro we're growing hydroponically. It's looking good. Maybe I'll take some pictures of it and send them to you, or send them in my social network, not to you. But in my social network, on my social networks, Facebook and Instagram.
We got some cilantro. We decided to grow some, and it is doing fantastic.
It's really stretching for the light.
Right now. It is really
strong.
loving it in here.
I watch it all the time because it's right on my desk, so I see it every day. And I use my little, the vanity lights for live streaming. I use my vanity light to light for the lights.
To use the extra lighting,
for the sun, to mimic the sun.
Right.
But yes, the cilantro, and I've never grown cilantro, but it's looking good. It's standing up more than when I put it in there.
So good. But
it's over the shock.
I thought I was growing
we'll see it split
before earlier, and some things that didn't work out. But
yeah, you grow. Everything you grow, everything you raise or grow, whether that be livestock or vegetables, fruits, trees, you're going to have a part of it that's not going to grow. It's going to die. That's how nature works.
Yes.
And through that selection, natural selection, not like I'm going to choose to select who gets to go and who doesn't. But I guess in a sense, that's kind of natural selection, right? Because it's still under the whole umbrella.
Here's the whole thing. If you want to pretend you're doing it naturally, and you're putting out this little poison, and these people say, yeah, I'll do that poison for you. They did choose, and therefore, I guess nature selected. But no, man, like, come on.
Oh, there's so many more than the birthday cake bud now. There's so many cake buds now. Lemon cake bud. Like, I noticed. No, you know what I did notice? If the lemons and the citrus ones are usually sativa. I'm noticing that pattern. I'm a weird autist in a way. I'm kind of autistic, I guess, or ADD. I don't know. I think those kind of blend into similar
I
things.
think a lot
Now,
of those...
autistic is like Rain Man autistic.
Okay, now autistic.
That's like, yeah.
I think that came from. I hate to say this, but I'm telling you, there are certain labels that came after certain times. Autism, I believe, comes from vaccines. It may only happen to certain few. I don't know which ones. But I truly believe, because if you look over the years, how many vaccines added up,
Well, plus,
how many
what aren't they like crop dusting
and
us?
then when these things started really becoming diagnosed, right? Like we finally got a box for all these symptoms. When you start to look over all that evidence and all that stuff, you realize there may be certain things that are genetically happening within a family structure that are kind of passed down, but then there are ailments, like actual physical things that happen out of the blue or seemingly from nowhere that happened within the family somewhere, right? But if you look and you watch and you see like the additives, all the added things that come with each generation, 9 times out of 10, there's another shot, or another 6 shots, or another 3 shots. Another 4
You take
shots.
this shot now. Yeah,
You know what I
like,
mean?
really, how many shots do I have to live?
And so,
okay, just endless ones. Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway,
I'll just keep taking my shots and we'll live.
I'm just saying, when you look at the history,
I mean,
and you
facetious.
connect your dots, I had a daughter that was PVNOS, which is on that autistic spectrum. There are certain behaviors that I see are somewhat familial. Okay. I can see other family members that behaved certain ways, that I can see they're hereditary. But I also noticed certain things that were kind of outside of this realm that seemingly were new and suddenly had a diagnosis. And so diagnoses are, for one of those things that have come about that are new.
Well, if you don't diagnose, then you can't treat again.
And this is the whole thing.
I mean, and that's
right?
A lot of people get stuck in that because
yes,
not that people don't need a doctor. That's not true. People do. Like, that does help.
Yes, doctors.
However,
someone that understands
it gets
biology.
to be like a machine, and when it gets to be a machine, then it gets to be like, we're just gonna give everybody this diagnosis.
Yes.
So we can give them this drug.
Boom. That's the number one key to the whole point that I was coming
If you
to.
have clear and present issues, health issues, yes, see a doctor. But there's people, and trust me, my mom is one of them. Mom, don't kill me. That is so, like, she got so afraid of like all the illnesses she could have that she had actually got surgery, and it made her have other illnesses. I mean, it's Looney Tunes world out there, especially in the medical profession. Not to say that there aren't very good and very trusted and able medical professionals out there, but it's the rules they have to follow. And they're, I almost don't think that they have to follow the Hippocratic Oath anymore, or that a lot of them aren't or didn't in the last couple of years, the past 3 years, because they had the carte blanche, or they were scared, or, these things were present if you were paying attention. Some people choose not to, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. We're in this crazy place of a lot of propaganda. People are going to get you to get on their side. Once you get on their side, if you hold on to it, oh God, just be careful.
Right.
If you're holding on to one side or another, that's not where we want to be. We're the whole other side that's not playing their game.
Right.
That's why you're here. That's why, because
yes.
We're talking real. We don't really give a shit about red or blue. We don't give a shit about right or left.
No,
They're
dude, it's
both.
us. It's the people. It's
And
us,
we don't
all
need
of
to be
us.
guided or
And
judged
I
or
see,
pushed into one,
yes.
corralled into one side or another, because that's where we get separated.
dude, I really, truly,
Man, this
I
podcast
truly,
is going everywhere.
deeply feel like I ruined a certain success level for my children in bearing children because I allowed an embarrassing condition that I dealt with. I allowed a doctor to convince me, oh, this shot's going to prevent that from ever happening to them. And they're going to be perfectly fine. And that dumb emotional reaction has now left the more researched, more educated, more thinking person going, oh, fuck. My children may never have children. And that sucks.
Don't worry, my children are keeping.
And his
They're
I got
balancing it out.
grandbabies. I'm not worried about that.
They're
But
making
what I'm
lots of
saying
babies.
is truly understanding the level in which we're making our decisions. Am I doing this because I'm emotionally involved? Because I feel some sort of way? We got to work through those emotions before making huge life-altering decisions. When you're injecting anything into your body, whether you're smoking some weed, it doesn't matter. When you are taking something into yourself, into your spirit, into your body, you're inviting something.
Be aware of the risks.
Yes.
And I think most people are. But in this case,
but when
with
you
what
react
happened,
emotionally,
that juice that they tried to push and they're still pushing, why, I don't know. It's just a money thing. It's just they have enough money to advertise and continue to do it. That's really what it is.
Yep.
Put me up front, sponsored by Pfizer.
Mm.
That should always be a telltale sign. Every time you see that
seriously.
bullshit. But we're living in a crazy world, which is, I wouldn't, if I think about it in a way that, hey, one day you were like somewhere else, you were home, but you said, I want to go away to this world, to this earth, and see how it goes for me.
Yeah.
See what I go through. I want to learn these things. This is the best, incarnation.
Really?
It's got to be the best time to be incarnated.
We have got so much going on that this is really, truly one of the best times.
Or to incarnate. Did you say right again?
I don't know.
You said right.
It might have been an agreeance with you.
An agreeance, yes, you did. Oh, I got to sneeze. Woohoo! I don't know why.
There's dander. I gotta get a vacuum in here because the broom's not working.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Mama talks about vacuuming.
Sorry. But really.
Yes, vacuuming is important.
My grandma used to sweep.
So I left the link in there if anybody wants to jump on the stream and bullshit. I think it's a good time to talk about the producers of this show, this specific show.
Yes.
For Christy Lewandowski, she left $20.
Thank
donated
you.
$20,
Christy.
and
whoa.
Anthony Lewis left $100.
Anthony, thank you, brother.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I was
Eventually,
trying
he's
to
gonna come on.
Charge. No. Applause. I need to have applause. I tried to find it, but it's just not working. Where's the applause? Damn it. I gotta find it.
I used to be a lot better at my noises. Not so great at them anymore.
There's all sounds, and then they've got all kinds of stuff in there.
All kinds of stuff.
Time it. You can't.
Oh, Winnie.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
So keep talking because
I'm gonna keep talking because we're not doing nothing.
Access granted. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Thank you, producers.
The bullhorn. Yes, thank you.
I'm trying to make it a better content, better experience.
Yes, we're gonna get there. A lot more organized. You should probably go through these things when we're not live, but not live.
Whoops.
Winnie, baby.
Pushing shit.
Hey. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Our dogs are barking. My dogs are barking. That also means your feet hurt. Or they're throbbing. That's right, Aaron. I'm hoping sometimes it's not beautiful, but hey, it's true. And got to see the dark if you want to see the beauty or to truly appreciate the beauty. And there's plenty of beauty in this world to appreciate. Just walk outside and take a look around. Go walk through nature a little ways. I'm not going to say right, like right.
Right. Sorry, I did that on purpose.
Right. Right. Or literally.
Literally.
Or do up talking like,
oh my gosh.
what?
Like,
That's the up talking.
I
You do
tried to
great
like
up talking.
do this thing and like oh my gosh.
Yeah. Right?
Right. Got you, baby.
Oh. Nobody's joined us to talk. That's okay.
That is okay.
Thank the producers. And this
Yes,
is a value for value show.
Yep.
V for V. We've left the donate link in the descriptions on Facebook and YouTube. So if you'd like to leave a little tip, even if it's $1, we don't care. I mean, we appreciate it. We do
Every
care.
little bit.
We do care.
Yes.
Don't feel bad if that's all you and leave a message with it. We'll read
Right.
we'll read the message on the
And
next
if all
podcast.
you have is a message.
So if you leave if you leave a donation and you leave something to say with it, we appreciate it. We actually encourage it. So so do that. If you want to put out clips and make clips of our show or certain parts of it and something to share, just before all we ask is share it, but make sure you tag me in it, Aaron Fowler, Psychic Shaman, or Mystic Norms. Send us a message with it.
Right.
We'll share it out too.
Yes.
And just sharing the podcast.
Just sharing. Just listening.
Going to the podcast. I just added us to another podcast stream or podcast platform. This one's from built by Mastodon. So there's a whole thing with Mastodon fighting with Google or the whole power structure. I'm trying to get more on the good guys, which is always the rebel underdogs.
Yep.
That's just where I go. I guess just not. I will find success this way because this is where you find real success, right. not bullshit made up. Your I'm going to pay you $50 million, but I can take that $50 million away from you whenever I want.
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want that kind of shit. I don't want that, like we were talking about with the music business and how they do things. I don't want that structure.
Yeah.
I want a structure where we can get on, we can talk, we can talk about things we know, we can tell stories.
Yes.
And that's where those donations come in handy because they keep this podcast going.
Right.
We appreciate everybody that does donate to the podcast. Even if you're just donating time, we appreciate that as well.
Yes. Exactly.
Energy.
Just the energy, just listening.
Share it with your friends. Talk about it with your friends.
Concepts that come up. And then if you have an idea that you want us to talk about, obviously it may take a minute because if we're unfamiliar, we're going to need to.
But we're going to keep going. We just started. We've already got, this is our 25th podcast.
It is. Nice. That was what I told them. I was going live number 25. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
You said instead of right.
Well, because I'm
don't say either.
Now thinking, my brain going, wait, what was I saying? I was on a track and then I moved it and it switched.
And then I moved it.
And I didn't know what to say. Hey.
How come I don't see applause?
Ever been where you just...
Why is that one not in here?
Stuck.
Oh, it's right there. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, I've just got to learn the symbols for them.
You just gotta, but play with it when we're not live.
Well, don't. Why?
Because then you know what they are when you
No,
go
I don't want
live.
to just play random sounds. Like maybe I should do that every time you're doing something. I could follow you around and like give you
Yeah,
sound effects
just
for
like
what you're
be a
doing.
total turd.
Shit. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much. We'll conclude episode 25,
Yes.
The Ways of the World.
Yeah. Be aware, be conscious, be compassionate,
Be cool.
keep your emotions, like, let yourself feel them without
Feeling.
getting too terribly obsessed with them.
Yes. And if you're going to get obsessed, go for it. Make it sound pretty.
Yes.
Make it look pretty. Like I appreciate discipline, beauty too.
Mm-hmm. No, discipline is amazing. That's what I'm saying. Is being able to discern your difference between.
And hey, people out there that
obsession
like want to use the word
and-
too, it's not when you want to say as well.
Oh my God, two
It's
as well.
2 O's.
Yes.
TOO. It's not two. TO.
Two.
Yeah, just to let you know. I don't know. I'm kind of a grammar Nazi, and that
He
bothers
gets that
me
way,
'cause I
and I'm
see
not
that.
the best speller in the world, so trust me, I hear it all the time.
So we love you.
Yes, we do.
We will see you soon. Have an awesome experience while we're gone.
Well,
I'm about to start singing. We love you all.
All
We
kinds of
appreciate you.
love.
Thank you all for listening.
Yes, no, thank you for being here. We
We'll
appreciate
see you next time.
Much, much love, y'all.